So let's take you all through the starting grid for the first of 3 Minimax heats here at Marienborg. On pole position, following on from time qualifying yesterday, Nikita Lyubimov will start from pole position for all 3 heats. Lucas Stodder from Belgium will be alongside. Lars Lambers and Cole Denham will be on row 2. Jacob Ashcroft and Lieke van Berkel will be on row 3. Felipe Reyes and Emilian Bull round out the top 4 rows, with Oliver Warner and Albert Friend completing the top 10. Row 6, it's Isaac Barker and Rory Armstrong. Tom Reed and Maxim Bobrishov will be on row 7, with Christian Sejersen and the returning Denny Babacek on row 8. Jack Freeman and Konstantinos Kandelidis will be on row 9, and completing the top 20, it's an all-Belgian row 10. Bran van der Weken and Vic van Kampenhout. Rounding out the 24-strong grid will be Jakub Kubera, Miko Schwers. Then we've got Kieran Stewart and Amelie Davey. Amelie Davey, unfortunately, demoted back to the bottom part of the grid due to a collision that could have been avoided during yesterday afternoon during time qualifying. So the driver from Guernsey, the same home state, well, the home location of 3-time World Touring Car Champion and hill climb expert Andy Prio, and also his son Seb, running in sports cars these days. All Minimax heats will take place over the duration of 7 minutes plus 1 additional lap. And current air temperature 24 degrees Celsius. When a lot of us arrived here at the circuit at just before 8 o'clock this morning, it was around 20 degrees. So there is going to be a bigger test for the drivers in terms of hydration over the course of what's going to be a very, very long day. Our last race takes place at 5:10 p.m. local time. Also up for grabs this weekend for 2 Minimax drivers will be the opportunity to compete at this year's Rotax Max Challenge International Trophy at the Le Mans International Karting Circuit in Pays de la Loire in France. As we get set, we get ready. The drivers head through the chicane onto the start-finish straight. Into the tram lines we go. For the first time today, are we ready? Are we steady? Lights are out. We are underway first time round the outside. Goes Lucas Stodder to get through to take the race lead as they head their way through into turn number 2 and 3. Then into the left-hander here at 4. A little bit of jockey for position as Lieke van Berkel has already got herself up into 4th place. As we've had a turnaround. That is Rory Armstrong in the 166, the youngster from Northern Ireland, as they make their way through the right-hand sweeper here at turn 6. So the drivers now making their way through this infield technical section where you've got to carry momentum, but also precision along with it. So they're now making their way through the final double right-handers before they go into the start-finish straight onto the chicane. Albert Friend battling away round towards the bottom part of the top 10 as we are on the fringes of completing the opening lap. And across the line they go. And Nikita Lyubimov retakes the lead going through into turn 1 just after the start-finish line on Lucas Stodder. Lars Lambers up into 3rd. Lieke van Berkel, Cole Denham, Jacob Ashcroft, Oliver Warner, Felipe Reyes, Isaac Barker and Tom Reed as there's a 3-way exchange. And that was Cole Denham to the outside of Lars Lambers on that particular occasion. He gets through to make up a place. Van Berkel up into 3rd place as a result of what has transpired. More jockeying for position as up the inside goes Cole Denham on Jacob Ashcroft. The 2 DHR teammates battling away for position. And Ashcroft stays ahead for the minute. Oliver Warner is very, very closely behind them, along with Felipe Reyes and the 107. Lars Lambers at the end of that quintet as they go through back again into the final right-hander and through the chicane, pretty much that you can take flat out here at Marienborg, as now we're going to see a bit of an extension of the lead. Nikita Lyubimov now just over 2 tenths ahead of Lucas Stodder. Maxim Bobrishov currently up to P12, now up into, has put in the fastest lap of the race. Change for position between Oliver Warner and Felipe Reyes, the Dutch driver in the 107 with Raymond Rietveld's crew in the RR Racing entry, now up into 6th position. Still line astern going through into the right-hand sweeper at turn 6. Hard on the brakes into 7 at the hairpin. A little bit of a compression zone and also a little bit of adverse camber to the right-hand side. There was a side-by-side battle towards just outside of the top 10. Two drivers side by side is still Nikita Lyubimov trying to pull away from the rest of the opposition, but Lukas Dorda is not letting the Estonian get away by any stretch of the imagination. We're just over the 4-minute mark remaining, plus an additional lap. Ashcroft now chasing down Van Berkel in 3rd place. Lap 3 in the books. And the top 10 covered by just under 2 seconds. Emilian Bull rounding out the top 10, the 102 representing the United Arab Emirates. As Ashcroft trying to quickly get past Van Berkel for that 3rd place. It's not proving to be easy for the 122 from Western Supermare. But we're halfway through into this race. 3 minutes and 30 still to go, plus an additional lap. Rory Armstrong's made up a couple of positions after his spin coming out of turn 4. Which might have involved a small amount of contact. So these laps are going very, very quickly through at this moment. But the train is getting even longer at the front. There's 8 drivers that could be in contention for the race victory. Lyubimov still leads after lap number 4. Stordeur 2.5 tenths of a second adrift. Van Berkel holding on nicely in 3rd ahead of Jacob Ashcroft, Cole Denham and Felipe Perez. That's the 6, and now Felipe Perez looks up the inside through turn number 4, gets neatly through on Cole Denham for 5th position as they head into the left-hander, which then turns into the sweeping right-hander at turn number 6. This circuit has seen quite a few hallowed names come through its doors and onto its tarmacs. The likes of Ayrton Senna, Lewis Hamilton, Nico Rosberg, amongst others, including 4-time Formula 1 world champion Sebastian Vettel. So still rounding out what will be effectively the top 7. Oliver Warner from Argenti Motorsport had a chat with his dad earlier on today, said it's really nice actually to come over and compete because he learns so much as a young driver. But Lyubimov now extends his lead to just over 3.5 tenths. Stordeur now being pressurised by Lieke van Berkel. Ashcroft is there waiting in the wings in 4th. Felipe Perez is not too far behind. And Felipe Perez, what's more, has just set the fastest lap of the race. There's the move now from Ashcroft on Lieke van Berkel to take P3 through turn number 4. Felipe Perez with the fastest lap so far this race. 59.646 from the youngster from the Netherlands. Coming up to just 1 minute and 20 seconds remaining, plus an additional lap on the timer. And Lyubimov still holding onto that lead. That gap looks to be extending between him and Lukas Stordeur from Belgium. In the 197, we've already had a penalty being issued out, and that is to the 131. It's just been given a 5-second time penalty for pushing. That's Maxim Bobrishov. As all that was very close between Felipe Perez and Lieke van Berkel, the 107 trying to get through, and Cole Denham now trying to pin it around the outside of the 107 for that position. That's 5th place, and now Cole Denham gets the switchback through into turn number 4 with 40 seconds on the timer remaining. Felipe Perez stuck his nose up the inside of Lieke van Berkel, and she was not having any of it. Felipe Perez still trying to get that position back from Cole Denham. That's the battle for P5. 2.6 seconds covers the top 10 positions. So at the minute it is Nikita Lyubimov. Then it's Stordeur, Ashcroft, Van Berkel, Denholm. Then it's Felipe Perez. 7th, it's Oliver Warner. Lars Lambers, Isaac Barker, and Emilian Bull round out the top 10. Last lap is underway as it was nip and tuck with the timer. But Nikita Lyubimov now extends his lead to just over 3.5 tenths as they go through into turns 2 and 3 for the final time. Now into the left at 4. Van Berkel sternly defending from the 2 behind. Cole Denham and Felipe Perez, 5th and 6th at the moment. Into the left-hander at turn 5 for the last time. Van Berkel putting on an absolutely brilliant display this weekend, as she did last weekend here at Karting d'Espagne. But Cole Denham trying to force the issue, and the 185 responds in kind and makes the rear axle as wide as humanly possible. The drivers now making their way through into the final double right before the run onto the chicane and the start-finish straight. As Nikita Lubimov looks relatively untroubled through the final right-hander, out of the chicane, and it's going to be the Estonian that picks up the victory in heat number 1 here in Minimax. Second, Lucas Dorder, and it's a run to the line for 4th, and Cole Denham just behind Jacob Ashcroft, who is about half a second up the road. Ashcroft takes 3rd. Denham gets it on the line for 4th, ahead of Lieke van Berkel by 31 thousandths of a second. Felipe Reyes, Oliver Warner, Isaac Barker, Lars Lambers. Maxim Bobrishov finishes 10th, but will receive a 5-second time penalty post-race for pushing, which will drop the youngster down to around about 18th position. So Emilian Bull will end up 10th, ahead of Jack Freeman, Albert Friend, Jakob Kubera, Vic van Kampenhout, Denny Babacek, Bran van der Weken. Then we've got Konstantinos Kandelidis, who will finish behind Maxim Bobrishov based on the adjustment. Rory Armstrong recovered to finish 19th, ahead of Kieran Stewart, Tom Reed, Miko Schwarz. Then we got Amelie Davy, and unfortunately on lap number 6 we lost Denmark's Christian Sejersen.